Hi, this is Farel. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the video of me working on this Fremen from the Dune saga by Frank Herbert and some other people I think wrote. I think his son kind of helped him out on some of the other books, but yeah, I listened to all those audio versions of all the books a couple years ago, and then just kind of recently when I got this commission, I listened to the. I think I started doing it in anticipation of the movie, but I listened to the first two, Dune and Children of Dune. So that was fun. But the drawing on this, yeah, it took me like a long time, way too long. But I just kind of bit the bullet yesterday and just decided to okay, I gotta get this done. Stop messing around, just start, So that's kind of why I was sort of watercoloring it before I started inking it. Normally I just will go in and ink and then kind of put watercolors on top. But this time I was like, well, I'll kind of try to do a bit of both. So I laid down like a little wash first and then started going with the brush, which kind of ended up taking a little while long. I realized as I started this, I was like, oh, I should have done this on watercolor paper instead of Bristol. And so there was that. But I'm happy with the result. I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad how it came out. But yeah, getting to this point right here was pretty tough. And then yeah, actually inking it was a little more time consuming than I thought. But I ended up taking me all day yesterday, pretty much. I mean, a lot of interruptions, but yeah, so I'm inking this with a Raphaël 404, number 4 as usual, and it felt like the tip was getting a little worn out. It's probably time to buy a new one. I try to wash it out every time I use it, take care of it. They're like, I think these brushes are like around $20 a pop, which is, I mean, not chump change for a tool that is, not permanent. It's, disposable. Usually I could get like a comic issue or two out of, like a 22-page comic. Like, I think I was noting that when I was doing Omega the Unknown, I was just like, okay, these last like a couple issues or before it's like a little tough to use. So, yeah, anyway, this was done mostly with ink washes, and then I added some watercolor. I did that first watercolor wash, and then as I was inking it, I was adding, the washes of ink. And this is kind of like a, not quite finished, but at a point where I was like, I might be close to being done. And then I went in there and noodled for like another hour or two on it before I called it a night. The trickiest part, I usually forget when I'm working like this, with ink especially on bristle, but specifically with ink, is that it looks darker longer than like watercolors do, like weirdly. Like if I was just doing something in watercolor, I think I'm just like a little too timid when I put down colors generally, but when I'm doing ink washes, it's like many layers, and I'm like, okay, that's like as dark as I want that area, and then I'll wait for it to dry, and then it'll be like way lighter than I thought, I saw when I was working on it. But that's just sort of the hazards working in washes, and then I just kind of have to remind myself every time. It's like, okay, this is gonna be look lighter than it does initially. So so that's the finish, and thanks for watching this video, and I got lots more on the channel if you want to look at any more or watch any more, or if you want to check out my Patreon, I got one of those. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.